I'm purposely petty, baby. I don't care. I'm purposely petty, baby. I don't care.
I don't care. Hey, y'all. Happy Thursday. How's everybody doing? I hope you've had a fantastic day. I've had a okay day, but happy Thursday. Super excited about this new series that is happening. Super duper excited. It is a peek inside of the man cave. So I'm going to be talking to different male co-hosts for the month of June, along with some other maybe surprise shows. Not sure. But anyway, happy Pride Month. Happy Pride Month to all my folks in the LBGTQ community. I hope I did not leave any letters out. If I did, please forgive me. But I honor you and I welcome you and thank you so much for everything that you contribute to the world. I'm going to introduce the guys that's going to come on tonight. We're going to talk about a range of things. So ladies, if you are in the comments and you got things that you need to say or you want to ask, y'all already know this is Purposely Petty, so you can ask away. We do not shy away from anything. We get right to it. So y'all know if you watch Purposely Petty faithfully every Thursday at 8:30, you know I do our announcements. Okay, I do the announcements before we even start our show. So first, if you are trying to get your body right, you know, I'm going to go to that one last. If you're going through a breakup, depression, I mean, not depression, but yeah, that too if you are. But if you're going through a breakup, separation, or divorce, we have something called the Breakup Toolkit. It is a Facebook support group that I created in hopes to help folks that are experiencing a rough time. So if you don't know how to, you know, get through to your friend and you want to give them some real support and people that kind of understand what they're going through, tell them to come on over to the Breakup Toolkit. You can find it just by typing it in on Facebook. That is where we are. I also have Breakup Toolkits beta boxes available. So if you want to get your friend a little pick me up, this is a micro luxury box. It is the love you always wanted it in a small container full of goodies that I've curated in hopes to, you know, bring a little sunshine to somebody's life if they're going through a rough time. So yes, I think those are all the announcements for now. As always, if you are not following me on my socials, make sure you go do that. My YouTube channel and my website, www.alwayscharmaine.com. And if you ever want to be a guest on Purposely Petty, hit me up, hit me in my DM, slide in them joints, and you know, we can make it pop, we can make it happen. Or if you know somebody who will be a bomb guest on the show, we can do that too. Last announcement, and I prompt two more, and then I'm gonna go. If you want to promote your business or your brand and you want to have some showtime up here, hit me up with that as well. We do have slots available for that. And last but not least, if you're trying to get your body right like me, I still have more than a few pounds that I want to lose. We're gonna have the Fat Blaster up here in just a minute, so I might get him to talk about what he has going on. But you can most definitely, you need to be a part of the Fat Blasters. They do not play. I think I played a small video about what he has going on. I'm gonna play it real quick again for the people who may have missed it. It's literally like 15 seconds. So yeah, if you go look at his story, you will see my stomach was big as a balloon, and sis is coming down like the walls of Jericho. So listen, y'all, if you're trying to get your body right, hit up our next guest, our special co-host. I'm gonna introduce him first because I've known him the longest. Okay, this is my blood brother. We grew up in the same house with the same mom and dad. This is Mal J, y'all. Mal J is getting ready to come to a peek inside of the man cave, and we're gonna have a conversation about so many things. A lot of things has transpired in his life, especially over the last year and a half. And he's so wise. And people always ask, like, who's the oldest? Is it you or him? I'm like, it's definitely me, but he has like an older swag kind of. He's the father of 5 amazing children, and their ages range from 14 to 5. He is, what up, fam? Yes. He is a business owner, dealing anywhere from finance to real estate. I'll let him tell more about himself once he gets here. And he's an accomplished musician as well, singer, songwriter, producer, all those things. Oh my God, you're so talented. He can do so many things. Like, it's hard to just name like one single thing that he can do, because he can do so many things. But yes, I'm getting ready to welcome my brother. But I need y'all to share, because I'm telling y'all, this episode is, I'm excited because now we get to really get into the minds of how men think. Women, we're always making assumptions sometimes, or they have conversations that we're not really privy to. But every guest that has decided to come on Purposely Petty and be a part of the Man Cave series, they've decided that they are going to be 100% transparent and honest. So without the further ado, I'm going to introduce my very first co-host. Am I talking too fast? Because I feel like I am. But it's okay if I am, because it's my show. Anyway, I'm introducing to y'all, presenting to others, my brother Mal J.
What's up? How we doing?
We doing good. We good. Are we getting back? You might got to turn down your computer, and I might got to turn down mine.
Okay.
Just a smidget. Or put on earphones if you got some. I didn't even think about that. Got earphones? I should have got my earphones. At any rate, while you trying to figure that out, why don't you just tell people a little bit about yourself, what you do, who you are, because there may be some people that's watching that don't know you, and they want to get to know a little bit about you. Do like a little 10-minute, 15 spiel. I already told them about the fat blasters.
Okay.
And what you doing with that. You can talk about that a little bit more. First of all, if y'all don't know, this man was 375 pounds. 375 pounds. And he's like way under that now. He's like even smaller than the video that I just showed y'all. Like, he's even smaller than that. So yeah, just talk about yourself for a little second.
Yeah. So without giving so much, I'm Mal, 33. I've been blessed to get into a lot of industries, through the grace of God. Been trading stocks for 12 years. Been dabbling in real estate for about 7 years. Music is my passion. God is who governs my life at first. And so I definitely, not to be so super spiritual, but I definitely allow God to lead me in my directions and everything I do. I do have 5 beautiful kids. Recently divorced, and it's been March 1st. It's March 1st. And so, man, just looking forward to some good conversation on tonight, dialogue. I say I'm a student at life, and so we're just all learning, y'all, trying to figure this thing out.
That's all. That's what life is all about. We are just learning and trying to figure it out. Again, if you are watching Purposely Petty, I need y'all to share this so more people can come in here and be in this conversation. And like I said, talk in the comments. If you got things that you want to say, questions you want to ask, they're going to be open and transparent. All right. Our next guest is somebody that I won't say we grew up together, but our families definitely know each other. They did some things in ministry together. Like my dad preached at his dad's church. His dad came to our dad's church, and they would come over to the house, every now and then, him and his twin brother. And so super excited about having him up here tonight. I actually, when I made the post about, I want some male guests. Hey, Shirley. When I made the post that I wanted some male guests on the show, he DM'd me fairly quickly and was like, I'd love to be a co-host on Soup. So excited to see what he has to say as he talks about his life experiences and how he's grown, blah, 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 blah. All right, I'm going to go ahead and give his bio real quick before I add him. So Shelton Ashford is an aspiring philanthropist, entrepreneur, majoring in exercise science and contributing to corporate America via marketing and sales. He founded the Summit Athletic Conditioning and Fitness Results in March 2021. So he's a business owner and also doing this while working in sales and leasing for aircraft. So without further ado, everybody, we are going to welcome Shelton. Are you ready? I don't know if he's ready.
There we go.
We can't see you.
I can see you.
We cannot see you. You might gotta leave and come back because we can't see you.
Oh my goodness. All right.
Okay. So anyway, Junior, why don't you talk about the Fat Blasters right quick and you say you're passionate about music, but you're also passionate about our bodies and getting ourselves in shape. So
Absolutely.
let's divulge in that real quick.
Yeah, definitely, man. The Fat Blasters, man, came about honestly through a Facebook post. I posted a picture of me losing, I think now 185 pounds, maybe a little more. And so once that picture was posted, a lot of people reached out to me, and it was just like, hey, how do you do this? Like, what's going on? Can you help me? And so that's what we did. Because me and my sister, we love to help people, and so we took it, and we literally took my diet plan and everything that I did throughout the course of my weight loss and just like gave it to people. And so this journey we've just been on, some people been in here 1 week all the way up to 10 weeks and losing anywhere from 10 to 40 pounds. And so it's been great success. Just watching people reach their goals and some people that are not even in the group. I mean, that, I mentor and I give advice on different things to do, diet plan. Some people are just like, hey man, listen, can you just tell me something? Look, I've been trying this thing and, every time I look at the scale, it's saying the same number. And so I'm like, hey, listen, won't you try doing this? Won't you try switching this up or doing this? And it's crazy, because we get so used to our normal lives and eating and drinking what we want to, and it's like we don't see a place for change, and so you kind of have to have somebody to come and kind of like shake things up for you and say, hey, listen, you can put this here. You can kind of move that around a little bit. You can do this here, and it's like, okay, that's different. And then, of course, we adjust to it. And once we adjust to it, it's good. It's anything. It's just like a car. If you treat it well, you will enjoy riding in it. And I believe the same thing with our bodies. If we do great things to our bodies, we would enjoy living inside of this body.
Perfect. I think we got Shelton back.
Okay.
I think we got him back. There he is. There he is. Now I need you to unmute yourself. Just unmute yourself.
Fair enough.
There we go. So Junior just told us a little bit about him, what he does, and I know you're into fitness as well. Just tell the people a little bit about yourself before we get into this conversation, because I'm telling y'all right now, I did not come to play. Somebody said not me eating kettle cooked chips. Honey, he will make you want to pull it together. But just talk about a little bit about yourself before we get in this conversation, because I'm letting y'all know right now, I done got, some DMs. I done got some girl ask them this. Let's talk about this. We're getting a peek inside of the man cave. So y'all have to keep it a buck the whole time. You got to keep it a buck the whole time. So just tell us, a little bit about yourself, and then I'm going to get into these conversations. I'll give you like 20 seconds.
All right, fair enough. So, like I said, I'm Shelton. I'm a big fitness fanatic, 6 years in the military, kind of like just go my own way guy. been married, actually going through a divorce currently. So, it's, life. I've been that guy, then I've been the other guy. I've been a couple different situations and scenarios. Tried to add value to myself as I've grown. And as I've grown, I've seen different things, the way life can be. So like I said, man, I'm just a guy.
I'm just a guy. Well, just the FYI, just so y'all can be thinking about this too. So this is called Purposely Petty. And I always ask all my guests at some point on the show, what's the pettiest thing you ever done? Because people always try to make it seem like women are the most petty, but I choose to differ because I know some petty men. I know some real petty men. So we're gonna come back to that. However, I have this thing that I actually just made it up, but it's called, and I mean that. So a lot of times on social media, you'll see different things floating around, different memes, and people will lend their opinions to it or what they think something is. And I came across this when I was like, I definitely have to ask them this. I'm going to put it up on the screen. This is the section called, and I mean that, okay? One quick second. This one was good. It kind of threw me off a little bit. Okay, so it says men that don't rape women are not special. Men that don't cheat are not special. Men that treat women with equality are not special. Men that cook in their homes and take care of the baby are not special. This is what a normal man should look like. So, of course, the women were going off like, this is like what you're supposed to be doing anyway. This is normal. When you read something like that, do y'all need me to bring it back? Y'all need me to bring it back? Because both of y'all are fathers. Both of y'all have been married, but personally divorced, recently divorced, or going through a divorce. So what are your thoughts when you see something like that? I'm going to put it back on the screen for our guests. I'm not going to read it again because, I don't like to insult people's intelligence. You know what I'm saying?
Shelton, did you want to take it first? Or?
You can go first, man.
Yeah. So I guess, honestly, like looking at that, you have to, in my opinion, obviously there's a grounds of, things that we should and should not do in this world. But then we have to look at that person's normal because everybody's normal is different. And whether we want to believe it or not, there are places in the world where these things that we talked about that are irrational, they're normal. It's their normal world. And so when you have such a broad spectrum, I think it breaks down to that person's viewpoint where they are. I'll say for me in particular, when I read that statement, in my life, it applies. I agree that that's what, certain standard that men should hold. And it shouldn't be special. Yes, it is certain things that we should do. However, when there is not a father in the home or some type of guidance for that male figure, it's kind of hard for it. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of hard to say that for him because if he hasn't had that example, I feel like that's putting a lot of pressure. And then, it gets deep into like, okay, obviously therapy is needed. There's different things needed in order for him to not look at those things as to not been normal. But, that's just my 2 cents on it, though.
So I'm talking about the part, hold on. The part where it says, I'm going to bring it back on the screen. Okay. Men that don't rape women are not special. You think people need a male figure to not rape people? Because people a lot of time rape women because a lot of men, it was like, well, she was wearing this or she was drunk or she X, Y, and Z. They come up with so many reasons. She was wearing a short skirt. She was wearing this or that. But it's almost like women have to police their bodies or do all these things to make dudes just not be creeps and nasty and scum. Mm-hmm. So it's like, I'm like, why do you need a male figure for you not to be an asshole, for lack of better words?
Yeah. So if you're gonna reference just that particular, highlight that
Oh, we're
particular.
gonna break this all the way down. We're gonna
Yeah.
break the
Okay.
whole thing down.
Because I was speaking in reference to the whole.
Yeah, we're breaking the
thing.
whole thing
Yeah.
down. We're going to the rape, the cheating, not treating your women, special, doing stuff in the home, we doing all of it because women, we don't get, like I said, the reason why I wanted to show is because we don't have privy to those conversations that y'all have as men. Like, how do you hold each other accountable? How do you talk to each other? Like, I want to know, and I'm sure the women want to know, and they're real quiet in these comments, but they're gonna get turned up. I'm sure the more that we go.
Yeah. Yeah, but I was gonna say, like, no, obviously you don't need a male figure not to, rape a woman, obviously. What I will say is I feel like there's a lack of value, and when there's a lack of value, that's a lack of respect. And at that point, when that lack is there, I feel like the doors are open for many things to happen. You know what I'm saying? Not only for, men raping women, women raping men. That's a real thing. You know what I'm saying? I know, it's not highlighted in our, our judicial system. But yeah, those type of things happen. But yeah, I honestly think that there's something deeper. And I know we're gonna get into it, but I don't want to take up all the time. I'm gonna let Sheldon take it.
So let's go back to the initial thing. When you first read it, what were your thoughts? Like, what did you think about it?
All right, so obviously, like the rape, I'm not gonna say obviously because I guess people have, chemical imbalance mentally is a real thing and whatever, but rape, that's just, I mean, like just like Mom was saying, you don't have to have a father figure to know that's wrong. But as far as the other things, I think if we go and examine the word special, a synonym we can use right there is like rare, or it's not easy, it doesn't occur as often. And if you say, well, how many men are out here doing those things, not cheating, cooking and cleaning, whatever else, I think it says something about kids. If it's not occurring regularly, then I think it is special. The way the dating game is set up, I'm not gonna get into too much because there's a lot of avenues you can take off of that. But the way life is set up, if it's like not occurring, like if you can't go down the street and just pick out the first 10 guys you see, all 10 of them don't cheat, all 10 of them cook, all 10 of them sit home with the kids, then it is a special occurrence. More so, a man deciding to do that, to be those roles, that says how much he values his woman. If I'm deciding to cook for her and, even though gender roles, traditional roles have become somewhat ambiguous, if I'm deciding to, I'm going to cook for her, I'm going to watch the kids tonight, I'm going to cooperate, and that says how much I feel about her. But I think it is special because I don't know a lot of men that do those things. More,
why is that? Let's get into that though. Why is that not a norm? Why is that, why aren't some men, I'm gonna say why aren't men, but why aren't some men I guess more helpful with domestic things? Because I know some of them say, go ahead.
All right, so working in sales, I'm pretty sure you can account to this. Men, we think, well, I can't speak for all men. Men with a certain amount of value, with a certain amount of intelligence about life, and that are realists. If it's not benefiting me, why do I do it? And how long do I continue to do it? Me cooking for my woman, or me watching kids, or me doing these things is an outward show of how much I appreciate who she is to me. But if I'm not benefiting, how long do you think that's going to go on? Like, we all do something to benefit from it, whether it's mutual or just for our own personal benefit. That's the way humans are wired. We are selfish creatures, whether we want to admit it or not. Sometimes we're passive, sometimes we're aggressive with it. But if it's not benefiting me, why do I do it? And me cooking for my family, I hope it benefits more than me. Me not cheating better benefit more than me. It better be a whole lot of benefit going on around here. But it's just,
You mean you
I don't
gotta
know, I guess you can
benefit a
have
lot
both.
not to cheat? Is that what you saying? I want to make sure.
Oh man, this is the box I didn't want to open. But
So look, okay, hey Sheldon, before you say that, can I say something?
Go ahead.
Because
I'm about to play.
I think you kind of breaking into the twofold because we talking about the sacrifice, as a marriage, because I know we're addressing divorce too. We talking about in a relationship, because in a relationship, like we have to like work hand in hand. You know what I'm saying? Marriage, I feel like, obviously that's sacrifice to make it work. But yeah, in a relationship, we both got to be working for that thing to work.
Exactly.
Like Shelton said, if something if it ain't coming back.
Can I read this comment right quick? So Camille
Yeah.
says, I feel like that post was tasked like that shouldn't be special. Cooking, childcare, if a parent is a part of adulting, no matter the gender, no matter their relationship status. Which is where I'm coming from too. It's like we all gotta eat. So whoever gonna cook today, bet. Why does it have to be some type of exchange for you not to cheat though? Or for you to take care of your baby? Why do you have to be benefiting something from that?
Yeah, I don't think, in my personal opinion, I'll let Shelton speak on that because obviously that's how it was addressed. But I'll say my opinion.
Go ahead.
Put it like this, and like I said, I can't speak for all men, but this is my thing. Then, like I said, man, this is just my view on it. When you have acquired enough value as a man to be desirable, and what I mean by that is like you're desired by other women, and I'm making a conscious sacrifice not to act on that. And I'm also making just not to, and that's a big deal. I know a lot of men don't want to come out and say that. We get demonized for, oh my God, I don't care who he is. I don't care what he does. I don't care, pulpit, podium, doesn't matter. You're a man. You have eyes. They do work, and when you tend to dial back and, rein yourself in out of love and respect for a woman, then it's like, that is special because at that point you are now working for something that you could get in the street. And like I said, man, here we go. But you're working for something that you don't have to work for in other places. In context, I'm gonna show you what I mean by that. Put it like this: I'm married. Boom, I'm monogamous. No women, nothing. No side pieces, no insurance policies, no hit up every Christmas. And girl, I miss what we had, how you living, how your place decorated. None of that. And the girl comes into the job with the fat booty. Here I go. The fat booty looking good. And I curb her, right? No. I text my wife, baby, I can't wait to see you when I get home because I got all this sexual energy. And then she has a bad day. So now for the rest of my day, I have to make sure she's in a good enough mood to give me what I could have acted on had I been single. See what I'm saying? And so when you're making that sacrifice, you do want something in return. And then if I'm going to go above and beyond that, I'm not even cheating. And then I'm going to go above and beyond that and then do other things.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I have to ask a question. And this question is for any woman that was listening to what Sheldon just said.
They talking in the comments.
Yeah, I know. I'm sure. My question is, if your significant other was to come to you and say to you, "Hey, babe, I kind of feel like there's a lack here. I'm giving out in those areas that we addressed and we talked about. You're not really reciprocating that. It's not coming back." If that significant other was to bring that to your attention and also say, "Hey, listen, because if you can be real, you can be real all the way around. Listen, I'm getting it here, babe. And I'm not saying that to shun you or to put any type of pressure on you, but low key I am." You know what I'm saying? In conversation, how would that look? What's the response? Because I'm always thinking about how to solve the solution. So if a real conversation is had, what's the response at that point? I just want to any lady can get some feedback. Just curious.
We're gonna give people a couple of minutes to respond to what Mal just said, but I want to read some of the comments. First of all, is anybody hearing this feedback that I'm hearing, like this crackling noise? We might have to get some headphones going on so we can stop hearing that noise. But I want to go back to Destiny. She said, but why should that be considered a sacrifice? TK says grown people do grown people shit. A man or woman that takes care of their responsibility is considered grown, and I wouldn't say that's special. Okay, so people are hearing feedback, so we need to get some headphones or something.
All right.
Got some.
Let me see if I can get some. Give me a second. I'll be back.
Okay. Just turn your camera off real quick. So y'all weren't gonna tell me y'all heard the feedback. You just gonna let us snap, crackle, and pop the whole time? Come on, y'all. Y'all know y'all my family. Y'all gotta make sure I'm right. Make sure we sounding good. But yeah, can you talk about why you feel like that's such a sacrifice? I'm really eager to know that. And then we're gonna go back to Junior's point. But why do you feel like doing those things that you spoke of is such a sacrifice for you? I'll just say it sounds like being faithful is a sacrifice for you, and you feel like if you are downplaying women, other women that's in your face, or women that you really not trying to, you really trying to stay faithful to your woman, you feel like that's a sacrifice and you should be rewarded for that. But why is that a sacrifice for you? And then Junior, we're going back to yours because I'm just waiting for folks to respond. But folks is really wanting Mr. Shelton to explain why that's a sacrifice. The women don't like that in the comments. Why is that a sacrifice?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So it's sacrificial. Like I said, I'm a realist, which means I know the Disney Channel. I call it that. Oh my God. You should just be this great guy, Prince Charming, and just I should be all that you see. That's not the real world for either gender. It's 2021. The dating game has remarkably changed. There's instant access at any point, any day, at any time in your life. All right. And when you have a partner of value as a woman or man, I'm just talking about men, and you are desirable. That's the key word here. If you are what you wants. Like if I'm a desirable man, I'm financially attractive, physically attractive, and other areas attractive as well, then like it or not, when I go out in the workforce every day, the real truth is other people probably gonna find me attractive as well.
But how is that the responsibility of who you with? That's entirely too much pressure.
It's not the pressure of it. It's this is speaking if we get to a relationship. So that's we're taking in context that enough things have been proven, enough things have been consistent for me to even put a title, i.e. commitment, on it. So if I've thought enough of a woman to put title and commitment on it, then that means I've already compared her against the grain, compared her against the rest. She's consistent enough. She has something that the others don't, to enough for me to want to, hey, let me give you something. Let me give you the highest form of validation other than marriage I can give you, which is title. So, if I'm doing, but here's the thing. Men, whether we say it or not, there's pressure on us as well. We have to steady compete for who we're with. A lot of us don't want to say that out of pride, but I'm telling you, at any given time, all right, I guarantee you, Charmaine, you have more people in your inbox than me and Mal combined. At any given time, right? Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So if I have to imagine, if you meet me and I'm attracted to you, I have some things going, and I start to fall off, it is a matter of time before my relationship has a death certificate attached to it.
Really? So,
Like it or not. And this is situations that I've been in. I'm getting a little raw here. This is me being the side nigga. Oh, here we go. Watching these things happen. Like, if I don't stay on my game, I have to say, you know what? If I start taking her for granted, if I start saying I'm good, I got this, I left my foot off the gas, I stopped dating, I stopped, the validation, I stopped doing what I did to get her, I stopped competing, then I will eventually lose her. That's the raw truth. That is the raw truth.
Hey, y'all ladies, don't bite my head off. I told y'all this is the man cave. I'm gonna let them speak their piece. I'm just gonna read the comments and I'm gonna respond when it get too much for me and I can't hold it in. Okay, so it says, are these values
What you think, Mal? What you think?
That you instill in your son as he gets older? Hold on, let me read the comments then, Joe. You can respond. Anthony Quinn says it's not a sacrifice, but definitely a rewardable skill behavior that takes conscious effort. Even a dog gets an applaudable pat on the head and reward when he masters a desired behavior. So you compare yourself to a dog? Oh my God, y'all been
Anthony's a great guy. He's a good guy.
Y'all can't. Also, you can't be so literal too, because men were so simple too. Like, especially when it comes to like, stuff like that. So and that's the other thing too. Like, even in dealing with men and women, it's like you're dealing with a logical creature, then you're dealing with an emotional creature.
You can't do that.
Well, I want to do that. I want to paint that for a pitch. I'm gonna paint it for a reason.
Okay.
And just getting back to that, and not to say that there's no separation, but it's a fact that we are built differently, and so we both have to learn both things in order to have an effective relationship with the two. For example, I can't have a relationship with you coming with a logical perspective because you are a woman and you have a lot of emotions, a lot of feelings, vice versa, and so learning those two things helps our relationship be stronger, in every aspect. So going back to what he's saying, an expiration date being placed on, him not fulfilling those things, I think, just as the same as women, are giving that man attention, because a woman knows when a man is not getting what he needs, vice versa. We know when a woman is not getting what she needs. And my thing is like, how it should be versus how it is. Obviously, how it should be, as the relationship is going on, you should continue dating. You should continue pushing forward and making sure that you could be the best you possible to make that person happy. Both people. Like, I feel like, this is my personal opinion, I feel like in a relationship, just because I got you, I don't got you. That's how I feel. You know what I'm saying? I got you, but legitimately, I don't really got you. You know what I'm saying? Because just the minute I stop telling you how beautiful you are in that dress, that dude at work gonna be like, girl, that dress look bad. That nigga didn't even tell me this morning.
Right.
It did. And what happens? That little seed is planted, and she walked past him, he in the bed in the morning. I don't need that nigga to tell me I look good. John gonna tell me when I get to work. You know what I'm saying?
Tell me when I get to
work. And just think about that. Over time, what happens? Where it was joint before, all nice and knit and tight. Now that expiration papers come, I'm gonna give that nigga 2 more weeks, girl. He better say something about my dress. Now he better say something. You know what I'm saying? It went from he not saying nothing about it to now it's like, oh, okay, you know what? So what happens? Now we building a relationship with John. We going out for coffee first. Now it's lunch. Lunch done turned into dinner. Dinner done turned to 3-day vacation. It done turned into, hey, we got a workshop, and baby, I'm gonna be out of town. You know what I'm saying? And so I feel where you coming from in the aspect of there is, so to speak, whether some women do this or not, some women are this way. And I'm not speaking to the women because there are some women that's like, you know what, look, you know, he's going through, you know, I'm gonna deal with him, you know what I'm saying? That it's some women that work with you, you know what I'm saying? It's some women that is willing
It's
to
a
work
lot
on
of
you.
women
Yeah,
that will work with you.
it is a lot of women. And so I don't want to not shed light on those women because there's some beautiful women out there that are about, you know, working, being better in relationship. But there are some women who are handing those expiration papers, like Sheldon is saying. And so we can't ignore that. And so with that being said, you know, case in point, you know, if you ain't doing what you're supposed to do, should you get mad if the expiration papers get handed to you? Should you?
I mean,
Should you get mad?
Ladies.
Should you get mad? You ain't doing what you're supposed to do. You too, dude. Like, if we not doing what we supposed to do, like, legitly, and I'm just talking about relationship. I'm not talking about marriage. Let me say that for sure. We talking about relationships. Because I heard somebody say, just because we in a relationship, we ain't married, I'm still single.
Period.
I heard some women and men say that.
Okay.
I heard that.
If you're not married, you are single.
Okay.
You are single because women will be in these relationships or situationships with these dudes 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 years. No ring, you giving all these benefits and all that. Date everybody until one of them is serious about exclusivity, and then you get married. Like, stop playing these games. Because I'm gonna tell you something. I want to ask y'all that too. We'll get back to when we start talking about marriage. But I feel like y'all be knowing when you ready to marry a girl or not. But y'all will waste time.
I don't think it's wasted time. I don't think it's wasted time.
Bruh, y'all be knowing.
Go ahead, Sheldon. We're gonna talk about that. Go ahead. I'm gonna let Sheldon hit.
So here's the thing. All right, so here's the thing. We can see enough in a woman to be like, okay, let's say I see enough consistency for a year and a half or whatever time restraint I might put on it. But at the back of my mind, as a businessman, marriage is the one thing. Marriage is more who benefits more out of a marriage in today's society? The woman does. Let's just be real. Absolutely. The man takes his freedom, his ability, and I know, hey, women are free too, and all that good stuff. But I take my freedom, I have to provide, I have to do all this. And if it don't work, tell me what business deal you would get in, Mom, Charmaine. What business deal would you get in that if you decide to split ways with your partner, you got to give them half of everything you got?
I mean, if we build it together, then yes, he's owed that. She's owed that.
Because that's how men are wired. Men are wired. We are wired to look at marriage as a business because it is a business. If you get married for love, you won't stay married. That's the hard truth. Like, if you get married for love, you fall in love, you fall out. Love is seasons. You get married for love, you won't stay married. But if I marry a partner, me and you open a business today, right? Let's say we open a salon or just whatever. We open it. I'm not going to do anything detrimental against the business. I'm not. Or against my business partner. I'm not. I have to look at it that way. I can love you all day, right? But if I say, you know what, this is a business, I'm not going to mess up this partnership. I'm not going to come in and get people to change the colors without consulting you if we're part owners or anything like that. I'm not going to get nobody to do that. I'm not going to do anything against you. If I look at marriage because I have something to lose. If you don't look at the woman that you marry and say, I respect her enough to say I have something to lose, then why get married? Because once you get married as men, the game ends. It's over. It's over.
So can I say something for a second, man?
Yeah.
And and Sheldon addressed the business aspect of it, viewpoint of it. I want to address the actual aspect of the checklist, because I honestly I feel like that once you get aside from you guys' chemistry and you guys understand that, okay, hey, we gel, you know, we mesh, everything is cool. I think you have to get into foundational. Um, I need to know if you had a father. I need to know if there was an uncle or some type of male figure in there to know that I could get that mutual respect, of how you talk to me. I need to see how your parents parented to see, how we would discipline our kids, to see how that looks
Oh,
like.
this guy.
I need to, you know what I'm saying? I need to see your credit score, to see, can we get a house together? Can we purchase things? Like, I feel you need to see my credit score, vice versa. All of those things need to be laid out. I don't think anything should be hid behind the closed doors, especially when you get into a man or a woman saying, hey, I'm going to commit to this. I can do this. If it's not all spelled out and it doesn't make sense, yeah, that nigga waiting for you to get it together. Yeah, she waiting for you to get together. Absolutely. Because why would you be ludicrous and go into something which brings it back to the actual business? Why would you, any woman? Because I don't know one woman that has raised and built her empire that's getting ready to join with some sorry nigga who can barely pay his phone bill or card note. You know what I'm saying? She ain't about to do that. Women don't rock like that. A lot of women, look at that. Look now. So why is it, if we can agree to that, why is it we're going to expect, and I don't even want to say it, I'm going to let Sheldon finish it.
No, because
he got on tip of his toes.
I really want to show you go into that. Can I please do this? Because I think it'll be like a perfect segue into what I was going to ask y'all next. So one of my homegirls, she's a dating coach, and she made this meme, and of course it went crazy. Don't wait for him to get his life together. You may not be the woman he wants once he reaches full potential. So my question was going to be to y'all, do men date potential? Like, when you see a woman, are you like, oh, she got potential? Because women, most women, I'm glad I grew out of that. Thank you, Jesus. Mm-hmm. But most women, they'll date a dude that they see, oh, he got potential. I feel like he could be something. He gonna be able to do something. Potential. Do y'all do that?
Yeah. So potential has to have something that is measured by. Potential can't be just his or her own aspect of like, oh, she got potential. No, potential has to look like, yeah, they ain't got a job yet, but they're filling out applications. Not he's thinking about, I want to work. You know what I'm saying? Potential has to be broke down to something that it can measure by. And there should be some sort of a timeline in the aspect of like, hey, realistically speaking, if we're going to have a serious relationship, it shouldn't take 12 months for you to get that job. Come on, bro. Come on, sis. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like some people leave potential out there as the aspect of, yeah, they gonna grow and do it. No, years are not passing by, and we still talking about potential. Potential needs to have,
right?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So I'll say for me, I'm willing to do potential if potential looks like, you know what I'm saying, it's something we can measure it by. It has to be something we can measure by. If not, I can't do that potential thing like, oh, she got potential. It's been 3 years and she's still in the same place that she was in 3. No, we're not finna do that. No, absolutely not.
So I guess the answer is, men, y'all don't date potential. Y'all, do you marry potential?
It has to be measured by something.
We fuck potential,
but it had to be measured.
No, we fuck potential. We date what we know. Like, and that's just me being real about it. Here's the thing, like, and this is me being honest.
I'm sorry,
like,
Anthony.
if I knew what I knew now, You know, if I knew what I knew now, I wouldn't even start dating till right now. I fuck potential. Like until you become the more complete version of yourself, you have no business dating anybody. And that's what
Unless
happens. We date off of potential all through our 20s, and we acquire a lot of damage and wasted time that the next nigga got to deal with, you know, or the next female got to deal with because we out here off potential. Yeah,
So
potential gets you damaged. I
okay,
fuck potential. Potential. You know what potential looks like to me? She got a banging ass body. Yeah. Now what else she got? That's why I'm addicted. What else she got? Potential ain't gonna get me across the dinner table from you. No. Potential might get me at the crib with you. That's it. And that's just me being real. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop dating off potential. Like men, I feel like men have no business dating, period, until they're about 29, 30. Because you're the more complete version of yourself. Like you're starting to get your life together, hopefully by that point, or prior to. You know, and when until you have yourself together, don't date. You're just gonna get damaged that the next person got to deal with. So potential to me, now I ain't got nothing for that. Now potential as far as okay, she passed that test, you know, then she's got some extra attributes that I consider, you know, to be of value to me. Now she has marriage potential, yeah, but I ain't dating you just off. No, dating for me is like one of the highest things I can give you. So I'm fucking potential. I'm not dating.
so Sheldon, let me ask you a question because
That might
I'm
have been
telling
kind
you.
of raw. So
No. I thought it was good.
no,
In my opinion,
fine.
but what I was gonna say is like, because I don't want to send away the ladies who might miss this. Sheldon, let me give you a scenario. Yeah, she don't got a job yet, but she's starting med school. She don't got a dime right now, but you see her, she's working. Potential is something we can measure it by. She's she's in school.
she's starting med school.
She's done got the undergrad. You know, she's good, and she's in med. She's not there yet. Everything else aside from the actual income is in order. The only thing that's in question is the income. That's the potential. What are you doing?
Okay, so in that particular situation, the job is you get through medical school. But at the same time, I'm not putting all my chips on that in that basket. She might get through medical school and decide, you know what, I don't want to do with tax no more. That's been divorced. Now I'm out here looking stupid, you know.
Period.
So
Because
yes, I'll,
men do that all the time.
you
I'm
know.
glad
So
you said that.
yes,
That's true. That's true.
Men do that all the time. They'll get
you
where
know,
they want to get, and they
So
have that woman. She do all the emotional
it's
labor.
hypergamy.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
Yeah, it's on both sides.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's on both sides. Hypergamy is, I'm gonna date you until I find better. I'm gonna deal with you until I find better. And knowing that in the back of my mind there's always a
So,
chance for that.
mhm,
It's my job to continue to get better.
right.
But at the same time, I can't put all my chips on her now. You know, I'm gonna give her an audience. Oh yeah, there is some potential here. Like we had to put, but if it like think about it, who can pay student loans back while she's looking for a job if we make it? So I'm gonna invest my
Mhm,
time.
yeah.
I'm gonna invest my time, but I'm not gonna move prematurely. I got to get the return
Exactly.
investment
Exactly.
first.
So did you hear, ladies? Did you hear what he said though? He said that he would invest his time. You know what I'm saying? But he's just not gonna make that full out commitment. And my thing is, he's dating potential,
No,
but we're not. But we're not gonna marry potential, right? Or we're not even gonna date potential.
Well, y'all say
no, we're not.
you're not
Yeah.
dating,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
and you're not
Mhm.
marrying. You're not marrying potential either,
Mhm.
right? So if you're not dating, you're not marrying.
Yeah.
So let me ask y'all this, because my comments were in shambles a couple days ago, about men knowing if they want to pursue marriage or not with a woman within 1 to 2 years. There were some men who were like, it takes them a little time. Where there was others, they're like, I knew in 6 months, I knew in a year if I wanted to be with this person for the rest of my life. Now you're speaking from Shelton is currently going through divorce. Mal, you've been divorced since March. So what are speaking as a divorced man, and as they getting ready to move into that transition in your life, first of all, what is your view? What is your view on marriage? We're not even going to start with about the timeline first. What is your honest view about marriage right now that you've been through that transition?
Shelton, do you want to go first, or you don't? Because I'll say for me,
Okay,
I
cool.
love marriage.
So,
Okay, yeah, okay.
okay. So marriage is a great thought. But in today's society, we like to call it Disneyland. I like to call it Jurassic Park if you get with the wrong person. Um, Marriage is a great idea. We've been sold marriage based on how our parents did it. I can speak for my parents, I can speak for yours. So based on how our parents did it. But the sad truth of the matter is that's not the case. Okay. Marriage today it's a job. Like it or not, it's another job. Now, I want to say it's the ability to grow with someone and all that. Marriage to me is when I see enough in this woman where I want to give her my non-sexual attention. hmm I look at her as like an actual friend. Like, because I mean, we can't fuck forever. I like to think we can, but we can't. A friend, somebody that just her being, I just need, I crave it. That understands me, the traumas, the complexity, what makes me go, what makes me doesn't, knows how to put her feminine energy inside my masculine in a submissive way, not controlling, but submit like to where we work together. That's a nice thought, but in today's society, that's so rare. It's depressing at times. Like it's discouraging. Um, so that's my view of marriage. It's a life partnership that is a journey. It's growth. It's you getting better. Like just go by the fruit. Like are you getting better with this person? Are you continuously saying, oh, that's why I love this person? That's why I love this person. When I don't like you, I do love you. Is it a job? Is it hard? Does it hurt? Like if it's all negative fruit, then it's the wrong thing. If it's positivity, then it's the right thing. But our society is so far gone by damaged individuals, men and women. You're almost hard pressed to find that. Go ahead, Mom.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, man. I think marriage is a beautiful thing. I think you have to attack foundational issues between the two to really figure out who you are. And I think if you don't attack those things, it's kind of hard to move on in a relationship because whether we realize it or not, we make decisions based upon how we were taught to make decisions until we learn, until there's some type of therapy that's taking place, for us to change our mentality. And so I think marriage is a beautiful thing when the two people are willing to sacrifice for the betterment of their actual relationship.
Okay, so when you talk about now, we can go back and then we'll come back to that because I have so many thoughts and questions that I want to ask y'all. But is it true? Do you feel like most men know when they want to spend the rest of their life with the woman within like a reasonable time frame? And I'm not saying the crazy cases like I think somebody said something about Jim and Chrissy and these couples that are together 10, 15 years and they're still not married. But do you think within 1 to 2 years you should know if you want to spend the rest of your life with somebody? Like if you rocking with her like that, or if y'all building to marriage, or if not.
Yeah, I think that's a safe place. It's just so many variables. Because in those 1 to 2 years, because if she's still in her growth stage and she's changing, it kind of goes back to what we were saying before. How is that going to look for her? You know what I'm saying? Is she going to switch up? And you know what I'm saying? And so, and it kind of goes back to what Sheldon was saying as well. Like, honestly, I think men wait so long because there's certain things that they see that they don't like yet. And if they can't stamp it and say, hey, I'm good with all of it, they won't make the decision. they'll just leave it out there until they can look at, because you got to think about, you messing with a logical being, and if his goal, is to get, that glass, full before he agrees, and it's right here, then he's not about to go ahead and say I do. He's gonna wait till it gets up there, and once it's there, then he'll say, okay, she's it, and it.
Everybody
And then, I think, and here's the thing, and in the way society has moved towards where it's at now. Once you become a man of decent, I'm gonna say high, we don't leave all that out. Decent value.
What is define
You
decent
can get
value?
everything you want from a woman with no title.
Define decent value. We like definitions.
So decent value would be
So
you're financially attractive, you're completely independent, you have physical attractiveness, you can perform in the bedroom, and you're on your way trending upwards, or you're on your way to making more money, owning more. Like you're clearly on your way, and you've done all this by yourself. If you are that guy, I'll speak for me. Let's be raw. I don't need a relationship or a marriage to get anything and everything I want from a woman, because I have built myself into what women that I want. And if I know it sounds raw, and that, man, come on, man, the Kevin Samuels stuff, we got to stop, man. I said decent value. I didn't say high value, man. Like, okay, but like I said, it's the
that's
truth.
like a trigger
Once you
word.
are,
I was like, define it, like. But these are, and all the things you name,
I'm not talking about
tangible things. They're not about vulnerability or honesty or compassion or being truthful.
but where do I benefit from that? Where do I benefit from being vulnerable with women?
That's something you got to ask your therapist. I'm just saying. All the things you named is something that a woman can get to. They're tangible things. Like they're
right. But if I had
that doesn't make you decent value. That doesn't make you decent value or high value because you can go make 100K or you can go make 50K or whatever your decent number is. It doesn't make you a decent.
Because anybody can do that. But anybody can do that. But how many of those guys making 100 and 150K are attractive? How many of those guys are, intelligent?
Who, you mean women or men?
No, I'm talking, and like I said, I don't really want to open this box because I don't.
No, we're opening the box. That's why we're here. We're opening the box.
But okay, yes, you're becoming that guy. Like you're becoming that. Like, why should I share it with you and only you? What about you says it should be only you? Why should I be vulnerable with you? See, I just start asking why. Why should I be vulnerable with you? Why should I open up to you? When as an emotional creature, if I piss you off, you have the tendency to relay it back to you as a knife. You're gonna stab me with it later. Why should I trust you with my deepest and darkest secrets? Why? Because, here we go. Or why should I take all this and give it to one chick? And at the same time, I'd rather give a chick a dinner date and open up to her. Honestly, because then once I start to do that, I am now vulnerable. You can hurt me. You can regurgitate those things back to me. So I've self-improved. That's the thing. See, women are born with a decent amount of value because they're a woman. And I'm not, gender roles are gender roles. I'm not saying it's not fair. I don't even think fair exists. It's a nice term. It's a nice thought. Nothing's fair. Or people wouldn't die for no reason. The world is not fair. It's just not. So if I have self-improved enough, like I've got in here and grinded. I've went and made things happen. I've gotten there and worked on my body. I've put in 12, 14 hours a day at work. I've done all this. I'm self-improved. I'm trying to be the cream of the crop as far as men go. Once I've worked myself to that point, I'm going to have a decent awareness of who I am and where I stand in society. At that point, it's got to be, what do you bring to the table for me to get it to you? You understand what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that from arrogance. I'm just saying that, and it's the same thing with women. Women do the same thing, and I don't complain about it. So I mean, like you're intelligent, you're educated, you're attractive, you're self-sufficient. At some point during the process, I had to prove that I was enough to garner your attention, right? I'm good enough to garner your time. I'm good enough I'm good enough so you stay out them niggas inbox and texting them niggas back, right? I'm man enough for you. I have to prove it, and whether you tell me I'm doing it or not, I am. I am. So if I had to prove it, at some point I had to. If we're here, then why don't you have to prove it? Because see, women control, women control when we get it. And you know what I mean? The box. But we control, and I know homeboys say that, and I ain't even trying to piggyback off what he's saying, but it's the truth. And
Yeah,
a lot of
no.
other men have been saying that for years. Kevin Samuels ain't the first person saying that. He ain't the first person saying that. It's a bunch of guys that he just says what some people feel, and I ain't here to make this about him. But
Please.
at the same time, like if I know that I'm desirable, I'm desirable. And it just as a like disclaimer, I don't agree with some of his delivery, the way he like. I don't. I'm not sitting here trying to be Kevin Samuels Jr. But at the same time, if I'm sitting here, I have made myself the cream of the crop. Why can't I just sit across the table and ask you to do the same thing I had to do, which was prove yourself to me?
I'm gonna read some of the comments and then I'm gonna read some of the comments. So yeah, Charmaine, let's talk about character. Let's talk about emotional intelligence. Let me find out y'all proud to be cavemen with high salaries. Anthony said a man's character is his currency in determining his worth.
At least I don't lose half of it if I get a divorce.
Marriage
If I'm a
isn't
caveman with a high salary.
Let me finish the comments. Marriage isn't a job if it's built on a solid foundation. It only becomes somewhat of a task when the couple allows problems to build up without resolution. I agree. So we're gonna take a small break because it's getting kind of tensy in here. And I told y'all that all my guests, I always ask all my guests, every single person that has become a person on Purposely Petty, we do a petty meter. So I want to know, I gave y'all time to think about it because I honestly feel like men and women are equally petty. It just depends on the situation. This is something funny and lighthearted, so it doesn't have to be super deep. Like we've had all types of stuff, people only stabbing 3 tires. We didn't have people to get some house deeds on the low. It's so many petty things that people have done. So what is the pettiest thing you have ever done? This is us to give us a little breather because it's a little tight and tensioned in this man cave.
Man, listen, man, you talking to men. They ain't finna tell you what they do. Are you crazy?
Yeah, I tried. Ladies, I tried.
Are you
Maybe
crazy?
Thursdays, we would get one of these men to admit to being petty.
Nah, I'm just messing. I'm trying to think of something petty I done.
What's the pettiest thing you ever done? And y'all know, y'all can talk about it in the comments. We do this every single week on Thursday here on Purposely Petty. Because to me, let me just tell y'all, being petty without a purpose is just mean. So normally when somebody is being petty, it is warranted. Somebody did something and you just had to, get it back. You know what I'm saying? Real quick, real slight. So y'all, what's the pettiest thing you ever did? Y'all that petty, y'all gotta think that hard.
I'm not petty. So that's what I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think back. Because I remember there was a time.
Then I told y'all.
I'm just going back.
Has a story about being petty, whether they want to admit it or not. And first of all, thank you all to all the guests that's been watching and conversing in the comments and talking in the comments. Everybody is petty. Everybody has a level of pettiness, whether it is from one spectrum to the next. Everybody has a little bit of it. But thank y'all so much for joining Purposely Petty. I am so honored every single week when y'all come and spend time with me, and we talk and laugh, and we disagree and agree, and we learn from each other. Always excited about that. Exactly. They not closing out. They no. Exactly. We're not skipping out. I'm telling y'all, we do this every week.
Yeah.
Close up on the man cave. It's not giving what it's supposed to have gave. Yeah. Exactly. Y'all gotta stop playing.
Nah, I ain't gonna. I'm gonna keep it hot. This was high school. I just don't do that no more. Because if I got to do that, I feel like I don't need to fool with you. But I remember high school. Girl. I heard the girl I was talking to. I heard she, did something behind my back, and I went and got her best friend. So
we had a girl to do that a couple weeks too. She said she did it, and then she went and she sent the nigga proof that she did it to his best friend.
Yeah, well, I had to do that because everybody else was talking. So, they was talking. So I did it. I ain't gonna lie. When I was in high school, I thought I was a little thug. So my whole thing was like, oh, you think you heard me? Oh, okay, I got you. Watch this. I'm gonna go get your aunt and your grandma. Nah.
Hey, audience, can y'all tell me and my brother are related? Can y'all see the siblings? Don't that sound like something I would have said?
Hey, look, what Darlene said. I don't live that life anymore.
Exactly.
Nah, dudes, but keeping it 100. I don't rock like that no more. But I know dudes who listen, ladies. If y'all cheat on them, they going to smack your mama, or they going to get your cousin. They going to get your homegirl. Like dudes gonna do it because they so hurt. It's like, yo, because once a dude give all to you, once he commit like everything, and you gonna take, like Shelton said, you gonna take that little bit and just disrespect that man like that. Oh, girl, you finna feel the wrath. You thought
team cheat back, male or female. Now, I'm not with just out here cheating all willy-nilly because you want to and you can't control yourself and you doing the most. No. But if a man cheats on you, baby girl, we not crying in 2021. We off that. We're not crying no more. We are cheating back. Okay, that's what we're doing. We're cheating back. Whether you're the first lady or whether you are your auntie, don't matter. If they cheat on you, cheat back because they knew what they was doing. And that is for male or female. Now, I'm not saying if your person being faithful to you or your person just not giving you the poo when you want it, you don't get to go cheat then. You don't get to do that.
And you touching on something too, though, because you got, that's a whole nother conversation. If you're not getting satisfied,
this is relationship though.
That's a whole nother conversation.
This not marriage. We're gonna get to that part. Trust me. And like I said, cheat back in 2021. Everybody getting cheated on. If you cheat on me, I'm going for your dad, your uncles, your cousins, everybody. I'm gonna get the bag. I'm not playing with nobody. Do not cheat on me.
Yeah, we going for your twin sister. We're going for your twin brother. Hey, listen.
Everybody's gonna get it.
Everybody that you love.
Stop playing. Now this is different. It's different when you are married. That's a totally different conversation. And Shelton, we coming back to your petty story.
Somebody say, really, my dad?
Yes, your dad.
Nah.
You should have thought about that before you did what you did.
You should have thought about it because I saw your daddy looking at me crazy at the cookout anyway. So it's gonna be easy work. It ain't even gonna be hard for me to be having your inheritance because you want to.
Oh God!
I ain't say I had to sleep with him. I'll just take your inheritance.
Oh my God, that's so wrong.
All right, stop it.
That is so wrong.
Stop letting these dudes play with you and stop playing. Stop letting these girls play in your face. Anybody. Donald Lawrence said, get your inheritance, and that's just what I'm trying to get.
Oh, no.
Inga!
Get it. What Donald said? Get it.
Inga, girl, please. Hey, you need to add me on Facebook or something because you are my type of girl. You gonna sit there and do that damage, sis? Help him call the insurance and went to sleep, baby. You my type of girl, honey. That honey.
That's a whole nother level. Say
I love it, Inga. I love it. All right, Shelton.
Okay.
What's yours? Come on.
So I see like we're all laughing and having a good time. But you see how these comments generate laughter? Where's the incentive to even get in a relationship if that's what I have to deal with? That's just food for thought. You see where it's no point in getting a relationship.
I'm pretty sure we had a conversation with Inga. That nigga did something to make her do that. She didn't just, I'm gonna bust the window out of this car with a brick. It didn't get to that.
Okay. Okay, so I can make her throw a brick, but she can't make me cheat.
Listen, this is the funny.
I can make her throw a brick through my window, but she can't make me cheat.
This the funny petty joint. Now, people cheat because they want to cheat. At the end of the day, you cheat because you want to cheat. Are we gonna go? Can we go to this? You gonna tell us your petty stuff, or we gonna talk about cheating? Cause
all right, man. All right, petty. All right. I really don't be petty like that. I just keep it moving.
Now I know if you listening
but,
to Kevin.
You know, okay, so I was talking. Man, I'm too much my own man just listen to some guy all the time. But like at the same time, like most petty thing I ever did. So I was talking to this chick, and you know she still wanted to keep baby daddy around or whatever, and that's cool. I found out he was working at the car wash joint where they like wash and detail your car. So I went through every Friday and made sure he was the one that had detailed my car every Friday.
That is kind of petty.
Every Friday.
That is petty.
About 2 months. Every Friday he had to detail my car.
Petty. That is petty. That's petty.
That's petty.
It's petty too. Like nigga, wash my car. You want to get around?
Continuous. That's continuous petty. Like you.
Yeah.
Nigga, you gonna feel this.
That's good. Like I mean, that's like yeah, nigga, wash my car, bro.
Wow.
And then I mean, he got to think, yo, my baby moms was in here. He was riding riding him around, and yeah, it's just a mental game. And man, I appreciate you, yo, but you missed the spot on the trunk.
You was messing with him at his job. That's long. Exactly. That's long game petty. Woo. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So thank y'all for being vulnerable and sharing your pettiest moments with me on Purposely Petty. You made the night. So listen, now we're going to talk about your experience as a divorced man. I don't know where my brother just went. Your experience as a divorced man or going through a divorce. We hear a lot of times when men or when people go through divorces, it is usually where the woman is getting coddled. And I'm saying this as a divorced woman. It is usually where the woman is getting coddled based upon her experience. She's always painted sometimes as the victim. And the man is always, well, what did he do? Mm-hmm. What did he say? Did he cheat? What happened? What was going on to where y'all not together? So I really wanted to bring light to that conversation. If you feel comfortable talking about your experience, you don't have to if you don't want to. But I just wanted to speak to how sometimes we don't get to hear the male side of divorce. And I just wanted to bring that experience. Hold up, we got to see what Inga just said. She said, I acted very concerned. Who would do this to you? Are they jealous? So you put on a whole show, Inga. Ma'am. Girl, talk to me in my DMs because I need more of that story. So yeah, talk about your experience as a divorced man from the male's point of view. Because like I said, we always hear from the girl side, he did this and he was this to me, he was that to me. And a lot of times the dudes, y'all don't really say much. So I wanted to leave, space for that.
So yeah, I guess it's kind of on me, right? Honestly, man, I'm not the person who do the blame game type, thing. But I would just say what I've learned since being divorced is honestly, it's just about everybody has to be willing to sacrifice. You know, both both the male and the female. And if the sacrifice ever stops, then that's when the problem starts. Because I don't think love is a feeling. Love is a sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? And that love feeling stuff, that stuff gets old. It's whatever. You know what I'm saying? If she's willing to sacrifice for me, I'm willing to sacrifice for her. We can win. We can win together. But like I'm telling you, yo, if the woman, if you got a selfish woman, you got selfish male, um, and they're not willing to see their issues and not only see them but learn and grow from them and see how that looks in the current relationship, it's the marriage can never be. You know what I'm saying? And I think marriage is a beautiful thing. But when you don't have two people doing those things, it's not going to work. And I don't care about what your parents or your grandparents talking about happy wife, happy life. No, that's a whack life. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody want, you know what I'm saying, be in a relationship where the woman is the only one happy. And you know what I'm saying? And I don't think, you know what I'm saying, it should be fair for a man to only be happy. You know, it has to be a two-way street. And I don't think it's 50-50. I think it's sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody is, you know, when you decide to marry that person, you know, if you looked at it from the monetary perspective, sometimes a woman might be making more. You know, sometimes a man might be making more. And how does that look for the actual relationship outside of money? You know what I'm saying? How does that look? Are you still willing to sacrifice? You know, and are you still willing to respect that man if you make more than him? Is he still the head of the household? You know what I'm saying? Just because you are the man and you the head of the household, are you still willing to respect that woman, you know what I'm saying, on that same level? You know, are you willing to break it down, make sure she got her allowance? You know what I'm saying? To get, I mean, it's just it's so much, but I just feel like when you got those couples who can't sacrifice, yo, that marriage, it's doomed. You know what I'm saying? And I know for me personally, you know, my next wife, because I love marriage. I absolutely love marriage. I think marriage is an absolutely beautiful thing. Do I agree with the way some people do their marriage? No, I don't. And do I have to have the marriage like them? I have learned, no, I don't. And we have been fed this, you know, through our parents and society that marriage has to look like this. But no, marriage has to look like what those two people come up with marriage to look like. And you know what I'm saying, in their own entity, because they're the ones who have to live it. So I'll say for me, you know, if she does not have or had that, that male figure where, you know, we can have a respect level between the two and those important things, how you discipline. And if those things are not addressed and we not here on them, the marriage is doomed, man. Marriage is doomed. That's where I'm at with it.
Yeah. All right. So with my marriage, it was just a matter of look. Like I said, I'm pretty much with him. You know, like coming out of it, and don't even play blame game. Okay, like I was just too young. And you know, at 23, I was trying to find myself as a man inside of a marriage that required a man that I wasn't yet. That's just me being totally honest. And I could sit here and go, oh, she did this and I did that, and she did this and I did not. You know, I was trying to find out who I was. At 23, you have no business being married. It's just the what? No, at least I didn't. I was too young, too inexperienced, too impatient. Like I said, I wasn't even the man I am now. I was growing as a man. You know, all I knew is marriage looked good. It's something you should do, and it's a nice thought. You know, it
You
feels
keep
good. I wear
saying
a
a
ring.
nice
That's my
part.
wife.
What do you mean by that? You said it like 3 times.
And he's getting ready to tell you.
Okay, because I'm with Maul. Like, you know, like because I agree with him. The idea of marriage, absolutely. Like I'm for that. Um, the way it's been presented these days, and like the common failures we see that are, because I think a lot of marriage failures are publicized more so than the success, because it's negativity sells.
Absolutely.
But you know, I was just too young. I was too young, didn't know enough. Finding myself as a man, I would be a better husband today than I was at 23. I know pretty much everybody on this podcast I don't agree with that, but if I decided to be a husband today, I know more. Like I know the navigation. I know where to be patient because this is just a season. If you stick it out a little bit, we're going to turn the corner. You know, or not to be so abrasive, or not to take that so personally, or try to circumvent certain arguments and take better care and be more complete. Like I said, I was trying to learn already in the marriage. That that's like
Mm.
starting the job, not knowing anything about it, and trying to learn it while you're inside.
So
Um,
you have a
so
question. I'm a pair it with a comment, and I'm a pair it with two questions. So one of the questions is, so basically you experience growing pains while in said marriage, but also at what point, this is for both of y'all, at what point do you say, this ain't it? It's over. I'm good. This ain't what it's supposed to be. Because you know what the vows say. We all took them in sickness and in health, to death do us part. You're supposed to stick it out. Don't quit. Keep going. Be miserable for a little bit if you have to, but you stick in there. So at what point do you're like, nah, this ain't it? Like, it's over. This isn't
me
what.
personally, when peace became a such a distant memory that I didn't even think it was like a thing, you know,
Mm.
to where if I'm looking at you and I say, you know what, because peace is the main thing, like there's nothing like working all day and coming home and you might as well put the boxing gloves on when you hit the door, okay, or something like that, to the point where my peace was not a priority. And to the point where I say, you know what, keep investing in something where I'm getting nothing back. I could do that all by myself. You know, I'd rather be alone and than to be here and feel alone with someone next to me. At that point, it's like, do you stay here and get lower and lower on the totem pole and sacrifice your whole self until you don't even have an identity anymore? When you know you're better than that. See, the guys that really leave, the people that leave, we know we're better than that. But the thing is, most time you leave if you knew you were settling in the beginning a little bit subconsciously.
Hello, you said the people that leave know that you
Yeah,
were settled in the beginning.
and so at that point I said, hey, I just, if you leave, if you get to the point where you can actually leave, then it's been a thought for a while. Nobody
Mm.
just ups one day and says, you know what, I'm leaving my marriage.
Absolutely.
It takes time, right? Like, because most of the time we say, hey, I'm done with this, I'm done, da 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 da, screw you, I'm out of here. We don't mean it. We go and then, the thought of not being with her, I don't like her right now, but she's been such a constant. You went at it and you say, nah, I'm really not. I don't think I'm about that life yet. But for you to get to the point and, where you have children and I as a father, like you don't want to make your kids a statistic. You know, Imagine having like my daughter was in a home with her, and me and her mother were together. The last thing I wanted to do, because I put my son in that position, if I could be a little bit transparent, and as a father, that's one of the failures that gnaw at you a little bit. You do everything you can, but the fact that I put my son in a broken home, it bothers me, because I feel like I kind of I wasn't fair to him. I didn't give him something that is vital to development. I mean, his mom, we co-parented, to the best that we can to accommodate him. But still, and then you get that with your daughter and you put all that on the precipice, you know, and then you're looking at your baby, and now you have to she has to subtract from what she knows. And you're the first man she's gonna love. You're the man she's gonna base every man in her life on. Am I planting seeds for men to walk away from her? Am I planting seeds for her to think it's okay for abandonment? Is she going to take it as such? That eats at you. You know, like that bothers you, and sometimes that keeps you there a little long because you don't want to hurt your baby. You know, and you know you don't want to tear your family apart. The scrutiny, you know, the being up in front of church and they praying all over you and everybody in your business. You know, like you know, it's tough for a man to get to that point where we're done. And most of the time we invest in our marriage, and for us to get to the point where we're done, it hurt. You know, so that's just me. You know, but go ahead, Mom.
Well, I would say for me, honestly, it's crazy. This is the first time I actually even spoke about this, even saying this. But I can honestly say, before counseling, for therapy, I probably would have never left. And the reason why I say that is because only because of foundational stuff and going off my parents and going off of what was taught. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you just stick it out regardless if you're happy or not. The sickness and to help, all of that BS that's fed to you. You know, I probably be, you know, I would have never left. But I honestly think that what you're saying, Sheldon, like when peace is taken away, and you know what I'm saying, if there's, you know, fighting, I'm not saying that this is my situation, but if you have fighting, and you know what I'm saying, and it's like it's putting both of our lives at jeopardy. You know what I'm saying? Well, I'm feeling like I might kill you. You feel like you might kill me. I mean, we gotta remove it, because at that point
It's not safe.
it's not just keeping things together for the kids for a visual standpoint. We don't know the emotional stress that it's causing on, you know what I'm saying, the kids, just by being there, because the kids, they don't just see the picture or the image that, you know, that we want to show them, you know, of just being together.
They
You know,
feel
they
that
see, yeah, they feel the energy, you know, mom and dad, you know, stuff ain't really sweet. You know what I'm saying? And of course, kids don't really know, you know, what's going on in the back end. And of course, you don't want to turn one parent against the other. But for me, I think I agree with Sheldon. I think, you know, peace, man, like there has to be peace. And if there's no peace, what do you have? That's what a man wants to come home to, peace. When he opens up that door every single day, coming from a hard day at work, he does not want to put on boxing gloves after he just finished boxing everybody out there in the world. He got to come here all and box you. Yeah.
We got a couple comments I want to read from the audience right quick. Inga says, do you feel as though you stayed out of convenience or out of confusion? Was there infidelity? Camille says, to be fair, millennials, maybe Generation X, are the first generation who tried to marry a spouse for qualities other than just financial stability. We never even had a blueprint. Khadija says, indeed, marriage is what you and your spouse shape it to be based on what works for the two of you. When people are striving for other people's marriages, that opens the door for discontentment. Absolutely.
Come on, Khadija.
Yes. Inga says, so eventually your self-worth was more important than convenience, and you realize that example provided wasn't a positive one. Correct. Your self-worth and your self-worth and dignity is important. Even more so, the example you're setting for your children, they absorb everything. And lastly, Camille says, yes, Mal, marriage counseling is not a fail if the couple decides to divorce. Its purpose should be to seek clarity in what's best for the relationship, couple, and family. So do y'all want to respond to any of the comments that we have? Because those were amazing comments. And there was even some questions in there too, if you want to speak to them, any of them. And I can put them back on the screen if you want me to.
Yeah. I just want to share a highlight on Khadija, what she's saying. I think people should never. Yeah, go ahead, Shelton. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Dream.
Okay.
I'll put it back on the screen.
Yeah. I think Sheldon, he was getting ready to say something.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess what I I hope I'm not mispronouncing her name. Inga, is that her name?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what she was saying, her first little question, I think it was staying out of convenience or something, and was there infidelity?
Y'all just put it
Um,
back on the
yes, I
screen.
stayed out of convenience. Um, yes, I stayed out of confusion. And yes, there was infidelity. Just to be totally, raw. Absolutely. And that was a part of growing inside of a marriage that I was too young for. So I didn't know what to do with some of the attention when I was upset. And I'm just talking about me. I ain't talking about her. But I didn't know what to do with some of that. You know, I I feel like I made sacrifices early that weren't returned and weren't appreciated. So when I dealt with my frustration the entirely wrong way.
Let me ask
I
you. Oh, go ahead.
I
So when you say it was a sacrifice, or not knowing what to do with that, what would it have looked like for you now that you've been like? What would it have looked like? I guess to feel appreciated, or so that you would not have cheated, or would not have felt like it was a sacrifice for you to be faithful.
oddly enough, the last, year or so of our marriage, I actually tried. I had no social media, no phones, whatever she needed, I gave it to her to make it work. But at that point, there was already too much hate or just not enough compatibility to begin with, for it to even work. But now, dealing with the frustration, I would have chosen, I would have communicated better, and chose someone that had, a little better communication skills. But I would have tried to set the foundation for what I was, expecting. Uh, you
The
know, and
expectation.
I would have tried to circumvent some of the things the expectation. Yeah, like if I expect you to communicate with me, I'm not going to approach you in a manner that does not solicit that, right? No.
Right.
Um,
Absolutely.
if I'm frustrated about certain things, and just as a man now, you understand, you're more mature. You feel better about yourself for one, which is why I don't think you should ever marry out of convenience. You need somewhere to stay, don't marry her. It never works. But you know, um, as a man, I'm more mature now. I know how to circumvent certain things. I know how to. Oh, so this right here is really just her saying this. And not taking everything so literal and so personal. But like I said, that goes back to the drawing board. If I had met her today, I wouldn't even have married her. So I did her wrong by asking her to. So that's just me being totally honest. And that's not a slight to her. That's just me
Yeah.
being honest.
You have any comments, James, to any of the? Because I know you were speaking on
Yeah,
Khadijah.
yeah. I was just wanted to highlight her what she said because I feel like so many people, and also we can just use that in relationships alone. People look at other people's relationships and try to compare them to theirs, and it kind of gets. Can you leave it up? And it kind of
Yeah.
gets into making you uh, not it's not even what you want. It's just what you see somebody else getting. You didn't even know to even want that. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like the comment saying, you know what I'm saying? Stay in your lane, figure out what you guys want, and build together. You know what I'm saying? And you don't have. Let me say this: you don't have to always leave that person you with to get what you want. You know what I'm saying? There are situations where, heck yeah, leave. You're not going to get it there, brother. You're not going to get it at sis. Bye. Out.
Get
Gone. You know what
out.
I'm saying? But there are situations where the person just need a little bit more time. And if they're willing to work on that, like I said, we have to put that to something we measure it by. And that doesn't mean all the time you and that person. A third party. Therapy. Get somebody in that can help. You know what I'm saying? Because if you truly want, things to grow and you want to grow with that specific person, then a third party sometimes is needed. Drop your pride, bro. Sis, you don't got it all. Okay? You know what I'm saying? That's why I push therapy because, and I know in our community, we're now getting more prone to it, but before it just wasn't that way in our community. We feel like we can handle things on our own. And the thing is, what you think about it, even in marrying somebody too early, and being too young, you still have to go back to your foundation and as is to why you think the way you think, why you do certain things or your certain experiences of why you do what you do now. I give you a case in point. For me, as a kid, there were some things that happened in my childhood that made me want to be secure in everything. So I got in so many different industries because I never wanted to have to depend on somebody for the actual financial responsibility. And so I've tried to learn this and this and this. So if that drops off, then hey, okay, cool, I got this. That drops off, okay, boom, it's this. And I learned, even in my therapy, as to why I even put that pressure on some of my friends. And I had to slack up off of some of my friends. It was like, yo, bro, I ain't trying to really do all of that, bro. I said, okay, cool. Let me chill, man. I just feel like you got more hours in your day to just be doing more, dog. You know what I'm saying? They're like, nah, man, I just kind of want to work my 8 hours and I'm good. And that's cool. I don't think it's nothing wrong with, for me, I just want more. Okay. I just, you know what I'm saying? But the thing is, we as people can't put our feelings and everything that we have onto other people. If they like how they have it, we have to accept that. Now, do we have to be with that person? No, no, no. But you know what I'm saying? You learn that, like, hey, man, it's okay for that person to not agree with you and y'all still be cool. Y'all still can have friendship. You know what I'm saying? Because I'll say for me, there was a time of my life, if we ain't agree, and I could say this is growth for me, I ain't even fooling with you no more. Like I'm done with you. Like you're gone. Family, cousins, whatever. If we don't agree, I'm out. I don't need you. I'll figure it out. You know what I'm saying? That's how I was. But yeah, that's how I was. But you learn, you know what I'm saying, through somebody coming in your life and saying, hey, okay, maybe you might want to alter this a little bit. And then when you able to connect with it and see it, it's like, dang, okay, that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? And so I think that's important. You always got to go back to the foundation to figure out who you are before you try to give who you are to somebody else because you don't know who you are.
Facts.
So we got one more thing, and then I'm gonna let y'all get on out of here. So the next thing I wanted to talk about was your self evolution and self awareness as a man, with all the experiences that you've had to endure and that you've learned and that you've been through. What do you feel like has been your greatest lesson with going through being a father, going through a relationship, getting married and divorced, working in different industries, doing different things? How have you cultivated your self-awareness when it comes to who you become as a man?
Simply put, God, money, children, women. In that order. That's the evolution that I've is to be always be self-improving. And don't be the chase. Be what you wants. Whether it's a job, whether it's a woman, whether it's promotion, be that before it happens. If you be what you wants, you will not have to chase it. It will chase you. The only thing I chase is God. That and I've learned that because I don't put energy into just chasing multiple rabbits. I chase God. I chase my money. Um, I try to improve as a father, and as a man every day. And and then women, but women are not my priority. Uh, like I said, God, money, and family. So, That's how I've grown. Whereas as a younger man, it was women, women and women, but now it's kind of,
And women some
God
more.
first and the rest follow.
And women some more. Yeah, for real. Yeah, that's real. Yeah, I was just gonna say, man, to add, because I agree with what Sheldon said as well. I think if whatever example that you show, that's what I want to attract. I want to attract women that, who are going to get it too. She hungry. So if you put your standard there, a lot of times you ain't even got to say it. So I feel like the same works with women and men. Like there's some women that I feel like some men they won't even approach because they know they ain't got their stuff together. What I'm saying? I feel the same way, There's some women, they're not going to approach, men, when they see, hey, you look like, that's why they got the girlfriend, they sending the girlfriend over because, she ain't got, what I'm saying? It's just a real thing. And so I feel, you're not ready. You're not ready. So just stop it. And so, I mean, it's just a real thing. But, I feel like, Shelton, it's true, bro. It's true.
Heck yeah.
It's true. It's true.
It's true, man.
So, like,
here she comes.
Yeah, here she comes. It's like, I mean, I've got that so many times, and I look over and it's like, how you doing? Yeah, just I'm not going to use this number. Like, no, I'm good. But yeah, I'm good. I'm all the way good.
Facts.
I'm all the way good.
Fact.
Yeah. And the crazy
Fact,
thing is,
bro.
it's like,
Fact.
it's like if you set yourself there, man, they know, man, they know,
We got a question right quick. Do you guys feel that people change when they get married, or does the real person only get exposed? Just curious.
Real person get exposed.
Married man.
Real person get exposed. I love that. Man.
Facts.
I love that. Real person get exposed.
No, that was a question. Are you saying the real person gets exposed? Yeah.
I'm saying it.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, facts. Like I can date you for a year or two until I live with you, and you see that I'm not so good at aim when I'm throwing my socks in the hamper, and I see that you ain't so keen to want to have your wig on all the time or brush your teeth in them or whatever, and I start to see the real you, the you that is. Yeah, now I'm in your space, but because everyone has their space when they're dating, and then when they meet you, you meet their representative.
Yeah.
This is who Charmaine likes.
Yeah.
Let me, I'm about to. All right, this is what she likes. But when I'm in your space, it ain't no prep.
Yeah.
Now I get to see who you really are. Oh yeah, it's a whole bunch of exposure. Now it can be positive. It don't have to be negative, but it's some exposure. Oh yes.
That's real. Yes. I get to see you ain't really clean. I get to see you don't like to clean up behind yourself. I gotta clean up. Nah, that ain't sweet. That ain't sweet, bro. That ain't sweet. Don't clean up your house because I'm coming over. Have your house clean anyway. Like, what are we doing? Right. You know what I'm saying? Hey, yo, Khadijah said some real stuff. Man, you seeing it? What she's saying?
Yeah.
Like, even as far as the communication aspect.
I love. Yeah, I was gonna circle back to that question because I wanted Junior to answer it too. Like, how have you cultivated self-awareness as a man? You kind of went off talking about what Shelton was talking about, but how have you cultivated self-awareness as a man?
I don't know. How have I cultivated self-awareness?
When you, and I'll just, for those who are watching, you may not know what self-awareness is, or you may not be cognizant of what it is. It's when you are for lack of better words, when you can own your own shit. Like, oh, I'm a little possessive here, or I could be a little selfish here. I don't think about other people's whatever. You know who you are. You can be, or you could be, I'm very sensitive about this topic, or I get too angry when this comes up, or I'm triggered when I have to talk about these type of situations, or these types of things will bother me, X, Y, and Z. That's what self-awareness is. When you like, and then when somebody calls you out on it, you're not bothered. You're not even mad. Like, people tell me sometimes, Charmaine, you can be a little controlling. And I'm like, I know. It's because I'm a teacher and I'm used to controlling my surroundings all day, every day. So I feel like I can, control certain outcomes in certain situations, when in actuality I can't. And a lot of my heartbreak and I won't say failures in life, I'm going to say experiences that were not pleasant in my life, is because I was trying to control something, when in actuality we don't have control over hardly anything. And so learning to let go of that control and being aware, oh snap, I'm trying to control something that I don't have control of, that's self-awareness. Again, Purposely Petty is an edutainment show. You're going to learn something, you're going to laugh, you're going to do all those things. So we're going to go back to the question for my brother. How have you cultivated self-awareness as a man?
Yeah, I think it actually goes back to what Khadijah even said, with the other thing. Therapy is very helpful, and in the communication aspect, and seeing those different things that you weren't able to see before. Because I'll say for me, depending on how it was communicated, even in the relationship, right? Depending on how it was communicated versus how you actually receive it, to even see the issue or the problem or the thing that you need to, to be fixed. And so that's why I feel like the therapy is important. So like Khadijah saying, to get those techniques. But I'll say for me, just to pinpoint, just some things that, that I probably was like crazy about. For me, it was about preventative. And I'm always trying to prevent things from happening. So like if I, correct me if I'm wrong, if I'm tripping. Like, if I come downstairs and it's 10 o'clock and my door is unlocked, I feel like my family is left vulnerable. You know what I'm saying? So I'm on some like ludicrous, like I'm going crazy type, like, yo, I could, I could bust through the door and act like I'm a robber, Cause like, if I wasn't here, somebody just come in and hurt my family, And so like, for me, and it is probably from my foundation. I just believe in, I always had that heavy, like preventative, like, okay. And so I had to get to the place to where I allow grace. And this was so hard for me, but I only learned this in the therapy. Hey, how many times was the door unlocked? If it was unlocked 5 times, you know what I'm saying? And then it only gets broke down to 2 times. I was taught to have some kind of grace. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And so I learned that. And that's just the only thing that, it's been other things too. That's just the only thing I could think of, right there, as far as the self-awareness. But yeah, man, like, therapy just helps.
Well, listen, I want to say thank y'all for coming to Purposely Petty and starting off the man cave, a peek inside the man cave. I thank you for your honesty and your transparency. This was good. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was a great way to kick off. It's a great way to kick off the series. So y'all, if y'all watching, I'm gonna be here every single Thursday at 8:30. Purposely Petty, a peek inside the man cave. We got some special guests next week, so make sure you follow me on all my socials so that you can be able to catch a glimpse and know we're going to be here every single Thursday at 8:30. But before we leave, this is something that I do every single time that I have a guest. You never know who's watching. You never know who is going through something. Everybody got something going on in their life, but sometimes we just need an encouraging word, something positive to help us set some happy intentions for the rest of the week to get us through the weekend, just to help us get our mind right. So if you could just take about 30 seconds, look inside your camera and just encourage our viewers, the people who may be listening to the podcast later, just encourage them, whether it's, go for their goals or get their mind right, whatever it is. Just give about 30 seconds and then we're going to get up out of here.
Yeah. So
thank you for watching, Camille. Thank you, Darius. That's my bestie, one of my besties. Yes. It was such an enlightening conversation. I can't wait to see the other conversations that we're going to be having. Like I said, we're going to be talking about mental health, parenting, baby mamas, money. We talk divorce. We're talking about all of it. And so come on in every single week, ask your questions. Let's talk and have a good conversation. But right now we're going to get some inspirational words of encouragement from our guests tonight.
Yeah, I would just say, man, you're bigger than your present situation. Also, don't think that it's not life after your divorce or relationship, whatever it is that you're dealing with. There's beautiful things on the other side. And also, like, don't think that just because your pattern that you have set for your life doesn't work, that you're a failure. You can make it through that. It's greater on the other side, and never beat yourself up. Never beat yourself up, because we all are learning life, and that's just a real thing. We all don't have it all together. So you don't have to have it all together, sis. You don't have to have it all together, bro. You know what I'm saying? We are trying to figure this out. Some have figured it out a little sooner and gotten a little further. But, it's really how you measure your level of success. Are you measuring your level of success based upon what you see on them, or based upon what you have set for yourself?
Thank you for those words. You, Shelton.
All right. So pretty much, really quick, I read a quote that said, in the 21st century, the person that is illiterate is not the person who cannot read and write. It's the person that does not want to unlearn, relearn, and continue to learn. So, like, life is always teaching through whatever, avenue is teaching you. Remain optimistic and always try to pull some kind of growth, because the more growth you pull from things, the more strength you pull. Strength doesn't feel good. There's no form of training that does not hurt. But look at life as it trains you, train your mind, train your body, and focus on being the best version of yourself. The more you become, the more you add, the more you can demand, and the more doors will open. There's always tears. There's always places to grow. Focus on you, self-improve. Always never get complacent. Always pursue, and just continue to go, continue to go, continue to go, and learn something, negative or positive. Learn something. What can I learn from it? That'll take you far.
Absolutely. Y'all, we have just experienced Purposely Petty, the Man Cave with Mal J and Shelton. Thank you so much, you guys, for being my guest host tonight on Purposely Petty. Remember, everybody, if you are being petty without a purpose, you just being plain on me. Everybody have a safe and great weekend. I love you, and I'll see you next week.